I am learning a lot about trust, and that's one of the biggest things that I've run into during my journey. And the reason, most of it, is because I did not trust myself. You develop when you're in a tough situation or in a relationship where you feel like you can't express yourself, and when you are expressed yourself, you're belittled, or um, in so many ways, I never did anything good enough, blah, 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 all these things. Well, over the years, it also kind of like hinders the trust of other people. So the trust I have for other people has really changed. There was, um, so I have an Instagram account that's rather large. It's not huge or anything. It's going on 30, I'm almost at 30,000 followers, so it's not huge, but it's a lot. And I try to connect and be a part of the followers. So I read every comment, and I look at those things, and because it's more to me than just showing pictures. I want to connect to some degree as much as I can. However, some of the pictures I post are some of my boudoir pictures, and sometimes for my nude boudoir I have to censor for Instagram, and I choose not to share completely nude pictures. Well, a lot of people ask for them, and I just tell them no, I don't share those pictures and that kind of thing, and that's fine. I understand they're going to ask. I get that. You kind of get tired of saying no all the time. But as I spoke in another video, it's kind of I'm learning how to be strong. Well, it also can take the other toll on you too. I was talking to someone who had basically, I had been messaging this person and since September-ish, or maybe even before, because I do double check how long I've been talking to someone. And he's asked me for uncensored pictures before, and I say no. At the very beginning I did. I sent him, and then I regretted it, and I felt horrible about it, and it didn't make me feel good to do that. And since that time in September, I've really just no, 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 no. No one gets anything from me, and it's hard because you're constantly saying no. Well, this man happened to make a comment on one of my posts, being kind of demeaning me for what I posted and saying, how is this empowering women? And to me, no matter what, when you put yourself out there, and I also do live videos, and I talk about the way I feel, and I talk about how I feel about some of the comments, to me that empowers women, because I'm telling them they can say something and they can stand up for themselves regardless of the picture they post. So I talked to him a little bit, and I messaged him, and what happened was he kept coming back, and I don't know, I should have stopped messaging, is my lesson learned. But I sent him a picture. And when I sent it, because he was telling me how gorgeous I was and beautiful and sexy, and how he loved imagining me and blah, blah, all of these wonderful things. So I sent him a photo of an uncensored picture of myself. And I said, and then I messaged immediately after, I said, and don't tell me I'm sexy, and don't tell me I'm gorgeous. All you can do is tell me how weak I just was. And immediately, or a couple minutes later, he replied back, oh no, he said, this picture shows nothing but strength. And I took it took me just about a second, and I unsent the message. And I said, no, that was nothing but weakness. And it got to the core of me, because I've been working so hard on being strong, and because part of the thing is trusting myself to say no. Once I can do that, I can break through so many barriers, but I have to say no when I mean no. I cannot give in to someone because they're being nice, or they're being a pain in the ass in some cases. I've got to start saying no all the time, and it hit home. It made my day miserable yesterday. All I did was think, how could I have taken so many steps back? I thought I was being strong again. In my book, which I finished in May, which I was still really working on myself and my trust issues. I had written a letter to the character, the male character, and I had said something about, you know, I'm on Instagram, and the problem is that when men ask me for nude pictures, I sent them, and I did in the very beginning, and this is back in the spring. I felt that to be recognized, I had to do as men asked of me to do. That didn't last very long, thank God, and thank God not very many people took advantage of that. In a way, I was lucky, but I took a step back and said, I don't have to do that, you know. I don't have to do that to be wanted or loved or liked or looked at. I don't have to be nude to be considered sexy or beautiful or any of the other things. Yeah, I can show sexy pictures and I can do all that, but it dawned on me that I don't have to be that way. So I've been working really hard. And when this happened yesterday, it overwhelmed me, and I can't believe how much a mistake set me back. And I'm sharing because a couple of my followers from my tarot card page were very kind and very nice, and one of them had said, you know, look, by showing your emotion, by crying, by publicly announcing how you felt, was strong in itself. And it's something I would have never done. I would have never admitted that 6 months ago. I would have never admitted that I did that. I would have never admitted that I made that mistake. So it is true that admitting when you feel that you aren't what your expectations of yourself are is in itself strong, and in itself is saying that you can start trusting yourself again. It is so important for me, and that was my biggest hurdle, is saying I trust myself. And when you trust yourself, then you don't have to worry about someone coming in and conning you into something or manipulating you. It's my biggest fear of a relationship, is being manipulated and being conned. And it's scary to go into that. So thinking that I'm going to be conned all over again, and I'm going to get screwed all over again, and I'm going to be belittled all over again. But it's not about the man, it's about me trusting to see that before it happens. And this step back was huge. So maybe you know, admit when you feel like you've done wrong so that you can grow that next step. I see that. I feel a little guarded now. I feel like I'm going to be a little more guarded. So with that said, I'm hoping over the next couple days I can really dig into myself and maybe do some meditation and go, you know, it's okay. You screwed up once. But it scares me. It scares me a ton. So along my journey, this was a bad day. This was a setback for me. However, some people see it as a step forward. So I have to see it as a step forward. And that's the important part. As soon as I see it, then it'll be okay. Thank you for listening, and thank you for letting me share. And we'll catch you later. Thanks.